All right. What's up, YouTube? Just getting ready to run a live stream here. Down in Kentucky right now. Hoorah. Right, let's hit the road. All right, just near Bowling Green, Kentucky right now. Got to head up towards Chicago. Got to get on 65, heading north here. Got to go through Louisville, which I-65 is completely shut down in Louisville, all directions for the entire month of June and July. I guess they're doing some major construction down through there. Had to go through rush hour there a few days ago and found a route around that wasn't too bad.
Says hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Thanks for joining the live stream. A little tired today. I'm about halfway through my shift right now. About 300 miles to go to make it to where I'm heading today.
Follow the highway.
Curious to see what Louisville traffic's going to be like once I get up there with I-65 being completely shut down, so could make for an even longer day, so let's hope not. If you're just joining in, welcome to the Johnny Dangerously live stream. Going to be running this for maybe 60 to 90 minutes today. We'll see how it goes. If I get my phone mount to stay stuck to the windshield or if it falls. Had some issues with that earlier in the week. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I do put lots of other videos up throughout the week as well. So I'll get some air conditioning kicking in here. Over 80 degrees already. Pretty warm out here. So I am completely hands-free on this. I do have a text-to-speech program that plays your comments through my truck speakers, so I'm able to communicate with y'all going down the highway here. Currently north of Bowling Green, Kentucky right now, heading towards Chicago. Road's going to get a lot bumpier the closer we get to Louisville here. Curious to see how my phone signal handles going through these parts. A lot of these areas I haven't tried to do the live stream at yet. It's mostly been pretty good, but some places lose the signal. Sometimes it's a little choppy, so for those of you new to the live stream, I am an over-the-road truck driver in the United States. Been doing this for almost 20 years now, driven almost 2 million miles in my life in a semi-truck. So currently cover the eastern half, mostly the eastern half of the United States. I go to maybe 26, 27 states.
At JRR8157 said hi.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I really like what I do. It's so much better than sitting in an office. I did that for a number of years before I started driving trucks, so this is much better. Nobody breathing down your neck. And you get to see most of the country. I've been to all 48 states. Haven't gotten to spend time in all 48, but you know, I've had boots on the ground checking out probably at least 35 states. Alright, got a slow moving truck here. I do have forward facing radar on here, so I was able to get a speed read on that truck in front of me. He's going 55 miles an hour. It's 70 mile an hour speed limit here, so it's completely legal what he's doing, but it's really helpful to have the radar so I know exactly what I'm dealing with. That radar also ties into the camera I have, forward-facing camera in the tractor, which ties into the computer in the tractor. So if that guy would have been completely stopped and I would have been coming up on him super fast, the truck would have automatically put the brakes on, applied the brakes. So these newer trucks have lots and lots of crazy technologies. Some of them are very helpful, some of them are a hindrance to help companies micromanage drivers and everything. So for instance, that same camera picks up every stop sign that I don't completely stop for. So different companies run different point systems and scores, driver scores, and you know, you do that stuff enough, you get rode up, get in trouble. Over speed limit, you know, it knows when you go over the speed limit. Red lights, it'll pick up any red lights that you're on. So double-edged sword with the technology in these trucks, pretty much. So where are y'all at today? Where are you watching from? In the U.S., outside the U.S., what state? So I'm about 40 miles away from where Interstate 65 is completely shut down for construction. So my GPS is going to try to take me one way. Pretty sure I'm going to go another way. The detour signs try to take you a completely different way. So the goal is to save time today. I'm very low on hours on my weekly clock, which is I can work 70 hours in an 8-day time frame. Not going to tell you exactly where I'm at with that, but I'm definitely in single digits on that 70 right now. Been currently working 20 days in a row without a day off. A couple days I only drove 4 or 5 hours because I was limited on my hours, but it made more sense to recap the hours I get back than to take a 34-hour reset, which is what I need to do to get the full set of 70 hours back. I try to not do those if I don't have to. My record this year for days worked in a row is 45, so my all-time high ever is 68 days in a row. So I like to work, I like to drive. Some of the other technologies will start beeping at me, giving me a distance warning. Once again, if I don't slow down or change lanes in that situation, do it enough time for your safety department. So, well, pretty quiet out here on the highways today. It's about, I think I'm in the Eastern time zone again. So, if so, it's about 10 after 11 in the morning here. Day. Thought it would be a little bit busier out here right now, but with gas prices and everything where they're at, it wouldn't surprise me if people are just chilling at home or not driving more than they need to nowadays. So, about a month ago, I paid I think $6.64 per gallon for diesel. Now, I am a company driver, so it wasn't my money, but, you know, I have two 120-gallon tanks. So sometimes I pump 170, 180 gallons at a time. Do the math on that. That's an expensive fill-up right there. $1,500, $1,600. Well, maybe not quite that much. $1,300. And I only get about 7 miles to the gallon. So it's $6.64 a gallon. That's almost $1 a gallon just for fuel. All right, this guy in front of me going 63 right now. We were going up a little hill, so he's probably going to increase. Back to 64. Got a car coming around me on the left, so I'm gonna have to wait for him. He's up to 65, 66 now. I'm running 70 miles an hour right now. 67 on the guy in front of me, 68. Yeah, he's bouncing between 67 and 68. So I'm gonna have to pass this guy pretty shortly here. You're probably gonna hear the the distance warning sound here coming up. Or not. I think I'm going to go for it. There we go. There's that beep sound. That's the distance warning. Look how far I'm away from there. I normally would not change lanes with that much distance in between me and the truck in front of me, but, you know, our offices are basically controlling that now. You heard that beep go off. I do that too many times or stay over there too long, I'm going to hear from my safety guys and get written up and everything. So if we were on like 2-lane highway, or the highway had 2 lanes right now instead of 3, I mean, that's just way too much space to leave in between. It takes way too long to pass and builds up too much traffic behind you. So Hey, if you're just joining in, thanks for checking out my live stream. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Trying to get my YouTube build up a little bit here. Been spending a lot of time on Facebook since I'm monetized over there. It's a lot more difficult to get monetized on YouTube, so. But I'm trying to do a little show, hopefully in the fall, where I'll do 3 or 4 minute video a day, pretty much like a diary of like where I start my day, what time, how many miles I drive, where I go, where I'm going to next type of thing. So working on getting some more cameras. I need about 5 more cameras for that. So if you hit the subscribe button, greatly appreciated. Thank you. Uh-oh, got a monster oversized load. Probably going to be passing me here in the next couple minutes. Man, that guy's got to be flying. He ain't super wide too, so. Whoops, better slow down a little here. So I'm not super heavy right now. I got about 39,000 pounds in the box. I could probably fit 47,000 or so until I'm pegged at maximum weights. So yeah, I'm probably about 72,000 pounds gross right now. The maximum I'm allowed is 80,000 pounds. So. Well, let's see if this phone signal holds up up in these mountains here. That guy's going 47 miles an hour. That's a bit ridiculous. Jesus. Got that oversized load right behind me right now. He just passed that 47 mile an hour guy. Guy on the shoulder here, he's got enough room to work with. I'm not gonna screw this oversize up. Matter of fact, I might slow down a little, let this oversize through. Oh my goodness, why are so many people hanging out on the shoulders here? Not a rest area, people. Can't even give this guy any more room because I got this wide load getting ready to pass me. Alright, let's let him through. Now we're wide open. Give him some room here. Ooh, should have heard my lane departure warning go off here, but it didn't. Check this load out. Big old tires right there. Holy smokes. They're humongous. There's this escort vehicle, which is good because you can't see his mirrors to know when he's clear. I don't know. This stupid little escort shouldn't have got over that quick. Well, I'm kind of liking how slow the highways are today. Thought it would be a little more busy out here. But I'm not complaining. Alright, guy in front of me is going 65 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and get around this guy. Oh, there's a cop in the middle. State patrol there. Checking my mirrors to make sure he stayed back there. Looks like he did not move, so good deal. Get over and give this guy some room on the shoulder here. That's got to be real tough for that oversized because he pretty much has to move over in those situations. So I don't think he even had a front escort with him either. So he's really got to keep his eyes open because his overhang on being a wide load would have completely took that little truck out there. So. Glad I don't drive those things. Not for me. So the guy in front of me that was going 65 is now going 72. So it's probably going to fluctuate a lot. Plus we've got some hills slowing stuff down, but now he's at 68 miles an hour. So when they go to pass him, I'm sure he'll speed up. Usually cars do that, not trucks, but I've been running into a lot of trucks that have been doing that lately, so really frustrating. He's going 66. I'm still going 70, so if we were going up a pretty big hill there, I would have been slower than that. So let's go ahead and pass this guy, or at least attempt to pass this guy. 166, so we're going to have to get around him here pretty quickly, pretty shortly. Well, looks like we're going to be in the middle lane for a while. If you're just joining in, currently heading I-65, heading north, in between Bowling Green and Louisville right now, on my way to Chicago. Probably 17 miles south of where Interstate 65 is completely shut down for construction for the entire months of June and July. So we're gonna have to route around that. I'm gonna play it by ear, how I get around that. Once we get a little closer, see what traffic's looking like. Down on the car on the shoulder up here. But if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I do post other videos and interesting things throughout the week. Videos and shorts and all that good stuff. Gonna try to do another one of these sometime tomorrow. 2 to 3 times a week is my goal for these live streams. Come on for an hour and a half to 2 hour blocks at a time. So I do have a text-to-speech program, so it does play your comments through my truck speakers. I did go through Louisville earlier in the week, right at rush hour, 7 a.m. I put a video up of that. It was not unpleasant. Thinking a lot of people are trying to avoid the highways while they got this construction going on, which I am okay with. But today's Saturday, so could present some issues with that closures. Oh, I got some bumpy roads up through here. I mean, concrete doesn't look like it's in bad shape, but you know, whatever they put underneath it is definitely failing. I hope my phone mount holds up. There's a couple bumps coming up here that'll absolutely rock this truck, so. That was my distance warning there. They're going 71 in front of me, so I'm okay now, 72. $69 now, so my shit's gonna go off again. There it is. Well, now I gotta slow down. There is a, looks like a cop that just changed lanes up there. Looks like it could be one anyways, could be something else. Fire vehicle maybe, but hopefully I never find out. Alright, might be able to get back in the right lane here. Nope, that guy's gonna speed up. So I think I'm going to try to take 264 west around this closure to 64 east back to 65 north. But that way worked well the other day, but because it's Saturday, that might not be the case today. Guy's going 65 miles an hour. Probably don't remember it, but that guy did pass me earlier, so I love when people make more work for me. Not really. This guy just passed me. He's going 71. Speed limit's going to be dropping to 65 here in a couple miles. Then it'll be down to 55 for a long stretch. All right, so those signs are saying to use I-265 to get around this closure. That is not going to happen. An airplane taking off there. I don't know if you can see that well or at all. But 265 going around, I mean, I don't know the exact miles it would add, but 20 to 25 miles this thing would add. It's just ridiculous. Man, that's a huge airplane. Jeez. Alright, get back in the right lane here. There's the 65-mile-an-hour speed limit right up here. Change lanes for that. Looks like that Swift truck, or maybe the traffic in front of them is going slow up there. All right, I'm still thinking 264 west. I got 4.8 miles to make my decision. So. And I think 265, I know one way around 265 is a toll road as well, so there's no way I would drive an extra 20-some miles on a route and pay tolls when there's other ways to go. Even though I don't pay the tolls, but it's ridiculous. Yep, 4 miles out from the closure. Not heavy traffic at all. Well, 264 west it's gonna be. Speed limit going down to 55 right up here. not going 264 east. So if you're just joining in, just getting into Louisville, Kentucky right now. Interstate 65 is completely shut down all directions for June and July due to major construction. You can see the closure right there. So we're going to go around the long way round. Well, let's see what kind of traffic we got up on here. Hopefully nothing. Got a whole bunch behind me right now, though. Well, that GPS is not going to reset, so it's going to be annoying as hell for the next 20 minutes or so. Apologies for that. Oh, be quiet. Nope, not gonna do it.
Now turn left onto the KY 1865.
So if you're just joining in, my name's Johnny Dangerously. I'm an over-the-road truck driver in the United States. Currently run mostly the eastern half of the country. Currently in Louisville, Kentucky, actually going around Louisville, Kentucky right now. Interstate 65 is completely shut down due to construction for June and July, completely closed. Hopefully they get done what they're trying to get done in that time. It definitely needs some reconstructing there. So currently heading towards Chicago. Got to drop this trailer for a relay, go pick another trailer up, and then I'm going to Nebraska and then back to Indiana. So should be a nice little trip. I actually haven't been in Nebraska in quite some time, probably 10, 11 years or so. But if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I do post shorts and videos throughout the week as interesting and dumb stuff happens on the highways out here, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Gonna be running this live stream today, another 30, maybe 40 minutes or so. I do have to pull off the highway to start and end all of these. That was a lane departure warning there. My tires touched that white line on the right there. It'll go off again probably because there is no white line here. Nope. A lot of times it does. Move out of this way. I don't think anyone's in that vehicle. So part of the reason trucks are pretty adamant about changing lanes when there's vehicles on the shoulder is number one, to keep whoever's on that shoulder safe. Number two, keep me safe and not hitting anyone. And number three, it opens up a sight vision behind me. A lot of times cars and trucks will be following real close to me, maybe riding right on that line, and they're gonna have no time to see that obstruction on the shoulder there. So moving into the lane to the left opens up a vision to what's ahead there. So definitely more important for trucks to do it than cars, but if you're in a car and you can safely get over, it's usually a good idea. So, but that's why big trucks usually almost always move over. So then sometimes it's not easy to get back over. So I was down in Alabama and Mississippi yesterday, so made a delivery to Alabama, picked up in Mississippi, so it's pretty neat driving around the country, getting to see all these different places. So car here. Well, still pretty light traffic for weekend out here. Well, about 4 miles away from Interstate 64 right now. I'm going to cut it back over east to get back on Interstate 65. Get past past this on-ramp here, then I'll get back over. Well, been a pretty smooth detour so far. So once I'm wrapped up with Louisville here, yeah, I'm not going to move over. He's got a lot of room up here. Yeah, as soon as we're through Louisville here, my next major metro area to go through is going to be Indianapolis. So they also have some construction in their downtown area. You guys won't be with me going through there today, though. This live stream will be long wrapped up by then. But I have to decide if I want to go around, which will add more miles than I really want to go around, but I went through downtown the other day and it wasn't even that heavy of traffic and I still lost 10 minutes. So 70 hours on a lot of work in 8 days, and if I sit in a traffic jam for an hour one day, 30 minutes the next day, an hour the next day, those are all hours I can't monetize. And I get paid by the mile, so all the logs are according to time. So
After 2 miles, keep right to take the exit.
2 miles from I-64, and then it'll only be a few miles over back to 65. So let's hope traffic stays like this, and it'll be mission accomplished. Lane departure warning there. But if you're just joining in, please hit that subscribe button. Do post a lot of other videos and shorts throughout the week. I'm actually sitting on a lot of footage right now. I haven't posted a lot of shorts for an extended period. Just have a lot of back footage to get put up there.
After 1 mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 0A towards Interstate 64 East, Louisville. Now keep right towards Interstate 64 East, Louisville. After 4 miles, keep left to take the exit and then keep right.
Look at that, 65 southbound for this side of town, June 1st to July 31st. That's a long stretch for such a major artery to be shut down, but I guess they got to do what they got to do. All right, you'll get to see some sights of Louisville coming up here. Like there's going to be an old drawbridge over to the left. Might be able to get to see it. I don't know. Heck, it might even still work too. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to get in the middle lane. This car's going 53 miles an hour. I'm not willing to go that slow. Jesus, looked like she was having a stroke while she was driving. What the heck? Oh. Alright, not sure if my camera's going to pick that bridge up at my current angle of it, but old rusty thing off to the left coming up here.
Keep left to take exit 5 and continue on to the interstate 65 north towards Indianapolis.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know what that is. Thought it was a drawbridge, but it might not be. It might just be a big crane or something. Wow, it's the end of a railroad line. Okie dokie. There's some of Louisville right here. Oh no, and I'm going to start sneezing. Excuse
After
me.
1 mile, you can left 2 lanes to take exit 5 and continue on to the interstate 65 north towards Indianapolis.
I'm just saying, the view out of my office window is better than the view out of your office window. Well, that was a pretty good detour there. No backups, no major traffic,
Now keep
no
left towards
delays.
Interstate 65 north, Indianapolis, and then keep
That's
right
all
towards
right.
Interstate 65 north, Indianapolis. Now keep right towards Interstate 65 north, Indianapolis. Follow the highway.
All right, almost back to Indiana. Another big bridge here. All right, now firmly in Indiana.
Over speed limit.
Oh, be quiet. All right, got another 15-20 minutes left on this live stream here. Pretty quiet traffic out here today.
Over speed limit.
No, I'm not. Well, got a construction zone coming up here. Going to be trucks left lane only once we lose, I suppose, that left lane there. It's the center lane for right now. Well, I think I might keep this live stream running a little while longer. I don't feel like dealing with this rest area up here. Well, let's see who tries to sneak over at the last minute here. Nobody. All right. Surprising. Well, a couple guys out there working on a Saturday here. Oh, bounce and bounce. A couple more miles will be out of this construction zone. Oh my god, dude. Just letting you come past, man. Ugh. All right, if you're just joining in, currently heading Interstate 65 northbound, little ways south, coming up on Seymour, Indiana right now. On my way to Chicago. Got Indianapolis coming up in about an hour. Fortunately, I'm going to end this live stream in probably about 10 minutes or so here. So I want to thank everyone for joining in, subscribing. Thanks for your comments and everything. Even though there's only a few of them, but if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do post short videos, other videos throughout the week as good footage and material comes in. All right, let's see the signboard up here. Let's see if there's any delays making it up to Indy from here. Now it looks pretty clear. 59 miles in 51 minutes, so good deal. I'm going to be ending this live stream in a few minutes here for the day. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to try to come back on here for a couple hours tomorrow. Not entirely sure what time yet. I do make these live streams public, usually a few hours after I end them. So even if you miss it, you should still be able to access it later on if you wanted to. I want to thank everyone for joining in, hitting that subscribe button. Had a couple comments earlier. I do run a text-to-speech program, so I am able to hear your comments played through my truck speakers as I'm going down the road. So I do post videos and short videos throughout the week on YouTube as interesting stuff happens out here. So this guy's going to get off the exit. He's only going 58 miles an hour now. Well, guess not. Guess he was just dropping speed for something to do. Got a weigh station coming up. I think it's probably closed, but you never know. Probably going to pull in there to end this live stream anyway, so what we got here. Weigh station is closed. I'm going to pull through here, hit the shoulder here. Bumpity bump. Well, let's pull up a little bit here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end today's live stream at this point. Thanks for joining in. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will catch you guys back on here tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye.